No, you can't. Good morning. Must have clicked my mute button again. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Just went through saying everybody's names. So if you didn't hear any of this, there's Roger.
Yes. Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay? Want to make sure everybody can hear me all right? Good. Good, good, good. Kirk, good morning to you. Steve, Brendan, Kirk, Carlos. Received nice Christmas kiss, night trucks kid for Uncle Basket. There you go, Carlos. Kevin, Eli, John, Todd. Happy New Year's, everybody. Adam, Eagle Beagle. Brett, Farid, John, Christopher, Brendan, Kane. Good morning, Kane. Please join us. I want. Can you give Kane
Yep.
the visuals, please? Happy New Year's to you, Kane. Leslie, Brett, Arnulfo, Scampy, iPhone 89, Ingrid, Wade, Murmis. We're liking the spy trades. Good. Really haven't had one today, but I'm glad you like that one. Hey, Kane, how are you? Now I could see you.
Great, great. Good morning. Happy New Year. It's great to see you guys.
You too. Happy New Year's to you too. Hopefully, this year will be the best year ever for all of us. Hopefully, we'll all make lots of money and help you guys make have just a fantastic year. I can't say that 2024 was a bad year. It was actually a really good year. We ended on a high note, and I think we're gonna end on a high note again. Brad, good morning. Fred, good morning. Jean, good morning. Mike, hello. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. War Dog, Dan, Robert, Freddie, Robert, 80, Stu. Hey, Stu, how are you? Ted, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody here. Have a blessed day. Sean says, blessed dealt with New York's day fire. So I got a funny story to tell all of you while the room is packing up. Really funny story. I think you guys are going to love this one. Kane, you're going to love this story. So this morning, so a little background. We usually don't go out on New Year's. We usually have a little party at the house. T-Bus comes up and other neighbors and whatnot. My friends, neighbors, relatives, whatever. And this year we had a lot of dessert. And one of my friends, Steve, he brought some cupcakes, really nice cupcakes. But we had too much dessert, and we didn't even open the boxes up. And my wife was like, hey, instead of them spoiling, because I know you don't eat dessert, and she's flying out to her vacation. She goes with my wife to Colorado skiing, and I hate the snow. So she does this every year on the second of the year. She plans it like 8 months in advance. So she's like, I'm going to package the muffins in your bag, and I'm going to put them in your bag. And then all you got to do is you got to just, when you're at work and you'll remember, you'll just put them on the kitchen. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. So I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem, no problem, I'll do it. So I do my morning. So she leaves at like 5:30 in the morning, and my bag is always at the same spot. And I come there at exactly 9 o'clock. I just finished the pre-morning must watch, and I'm looking and I'm seeing empty muffin containers, two empty muffin containers, completely opened up on the floor and not a shred of anything on there. Not like no cream, nothing. Just like somebody like disappeared into outer space, right? So I go and I look at my dogs who are laying in on the couch in the other room. No, the cats didn't do anything. And I see a little cream, little Bavarian cream right here. And the other dog has the little thing that goes into the muffins that said 2025 right next to him. And they're looking at me like this. Two packages of muffins. Two packages of muffins. Two. So
I hope no one has a stomach ache later.
yeah, so the story's not over yet. So I called my wife. I'm like, they have chocolate in them, and chocolate is really bad for dogs. She's like, yeah, it's mostly in the mix. It's not like dark chocolate. So I don't I don't have I just don't have the capacity to babysit 4 dogs and 4 cats. It's just too much for me. So the 2 dogs were going to the dog sitter, and the dog sitter is like, she's a pro. So she's going to take them to the hospital to make sure they're okay because I think they did most of the damage. But can you imagine that eating 16 muffins in an hour without leaving as much as a crumb? I mean, can you imagine that? That's been my morning today. So happy New Year's to everybody. And I hope so the dogs definitely had a sweet, are starting off everything on a sweet note. And the cats were sleeping this whole time. Yeah, well, what do they call them? Labradoodles. They're labradoodles. So I am so disappointed at them. I can't even begin to tell you. I am so disappointed. Can you imagine that? Crazy. Anyway, that's what I did to you this morning. Yeah, there was chocolate in them, Rochelle. There was chocolate. So she's watching them very carefully. But they have to eat like pure chocolate and like 2 pounds of it to get sick. So yeah, they'll be fine. Let's put it this way. But no muffins for the office. Thankfully, I had cashews, salted cashews in there. Didn't touch them. Didn't even open up the package. So they a little trick if you did something. Yeah. Well, Tony knows all the tricks. She's great. All right. Let me share my screen. Let me put up TC2000. Kane, I want to hear what your before we go too deep, and I have a class at 1:00, and I'll be giving you guys some new stuff that I haven't given you last week. But I wanted to hear, Kane, what do you think about 2025? What's your prognosis with, first of all, what's your prognosis with China?
China, not looking good so far in 2025. And they peaked. There was those rumors of stimulus that never really panned out. And so I think that's the enthusiasm for that is going to wear off very soon. If the tariffs really pan out, then that's going to put a huge damper on their economy as well. So I don't think China has a great outlook for 2025.
Yeah, me either. The casinos, the Macau casinos, they're not doing as well as they did. They're not at their pre-COVID levels yet. So
Oh, wow.
not yeah, that's a big sign. I don't really trust what they say, but if you look at FXI, and this is FXI, we're right at we're right at the bottom of the trend line that I drew. The reason why I'm asking is I drew this trend line a long time ago here, and you could see it's basically the 100-day, and we're really close to breaking it right now. These two areas didn't pan out at all, so I'm becoming more. Most people don't realize they have like 25-30% of the global GDP. So it's yeah, if their real estate starts dropping, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. Big
Yeah, I
question
have a
mark for
few family members who do business. They're in China and they do business, import, export, things like that. And they're over the last 2 months, they've all been shifting their stuff to other countries, stuff that they would normally ship to the US to get manufactured or packaged and then sent back to China. Or to other areas of the world. Sometimes they like to put that made in USA on it, and so they'll have things done over in the US because they'll get a premium for manufactured goods in the United States. They're all shifting. They're shifting to like Australia, to Europe. They're starting to shift away from the US. So that this to keep their costs down, but then they can't sell it at the same premium as if they could label it as made in US. So I don't think they're doing too good.
No, they're not doing well at all. And this is not a theory of mine. There's just a lot of evidence, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that yeah, that stimuli didn't do them any favors. This was the stimuli rally right here. And then they tried again right here. They tried again right here, and we're here now, folks. Just FYI, if China does take a bath, it's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of consumer stocks that are made in China, and also it's going to be a big bottleneck for Amazon and other components because remember Amazon during COVID. So be mindful and be careful, and also remember something else. There's a lot of Chinese gamblers. I'm not trying to be stereotypical. It's just the way it is. It's a very, very prominent country for gambling. And if their economy really takes a bigger dump than it already is, it could put more pressure on U.S. casinos. and global casino market. And again, I'm not trying to be funny or cute. It's just this is like a huge part of the global casino markets analysis. Ken says China's last stimulus was essentially the same as previous stimulus, only bigger. Previous one didn't work either. No, it didn't. Not at all. Actually, it failed on its face. So I'm a little skeptical of it. All right, what do you think about the U.S. stock market, and especially in light of the in let's what's the word I want to use, inequality between the small caps and the large caps right now?
I don't think it's looking too great so far. I know a lot of people in the news, you're seeing a lot about the January effect. I don't think that's in play really too much. I think January might be choppy at best, actually, probably going to be very choppy. There's just too many things that we're just seeing the momentum inside the overall indices. There's too much disparity. I think if you're looking at the equal weighted, I'm pretty sure they're all under the 50-day moving averages at this point.
Oh yeah,
So I'm
200 and
thinking that
100.
we might start out with either just a complete chop sideways or a correction in the markets before we could possibly move higher. And we also have all these vacations in the middle of the week aren't doing us any favors. Like we had it on Thanksgiving all the way until Christmas, and then now we have New Year's right in the middle of the week, and then next week we've got the day of mourning for President Carter right in the middle of the week as
I was
well.
just about to say
So
that. Yep, I was just about
yeah,
to say
so
that.
that's going to kill the momentum in January, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna kill. It's gonna. This whole holiday business is not really. It puts a stop and start to the market, which is not really good. I kind of like a nice flowing market, so it's not good at all. No, and you're 100% right. Look at the Dow. We're right at the 100-day moving average, and if we break that, 200's right here. If you look at equal weighted SPY, we're literally at the 200-day moving average. And SPY, as you could see here, is being held by these babies right here, which aren't really doing a great job. As a matter of fact, they're down. They're only up 0.29 today, where RSP's up 0.36. But again, look at RSP. We're between the 200 and the 100, and it doesn't look like we're in a hurry to get back up.
Yeah. I
So
think a lot of fund managers went into the mags after the election to try to catch up because the S&P was up like 25% last year, or up until that point. I think we ended around 23%. But up until that point, the S&P was up 25%. So if you're a fund manager who's benchmarked to the S&P 500, you've got to perform at over 25% or you're not really getting a bonus. So anyone who was below 25% at that point in the year, they only had 2 months to try to then outperform the S&P 500, and they all jumped into the mags to try to the really large cap to help boost and get their assets allocated and to try to get that boost from the S&P 500. It was a good tactic for them because the S&P 500 from that point basically chopped sideways, but the mags kept going up. So now that we're past the beginning of the year, you're probably going to see some people take profits so they can reallocate, because how much higher can the mags go from this point before you have or without a correction? So they're going to take profits and then they can have cash available to reallocate into something else.
yeah, and I believe a lot more. We got small caps. You got the Russell 2000 right now at 18-time PE ratio, and you have the SPY right now 28 PE ratio. No thanks to the mags, obviously. You take those mags away, I'll bet you'll go down to about 22, 21. I'm guessing, but somewhere reasonable. But yeah, I'm completely aligned with Kane. My only question is how much are they going to go down versus how much are the other stocks going to be resilient, or how much are the other stocks going to go up, and how that all is going to play out. But I'm pretty confident that within the next 3 months we're going to see probably a lot sooner than 3 months. Probably first part of this quarter we'll see, definitely through earnings, we'll see a recalibration of the RSP versus the mags. and we'll start moving. We'll start aligning much more. I think that'll happen first quarter. I'm pretty sure it'll happen first quarter.
Yeah.
Stewart says, internal China outcome drops roughly, will Z move aggressively on Taiwan to distract the masses? Stu, that's the problem, Stewart, is you've got too many. I can give you my theory, I can give you my speculation, but so many different things have to happen for us to know that and how it'll impact the market. And I'm not that smart. And I'm going to tell you something else. Anybody who's watching the market, do you know how many things have to line up for that to play out? It's just too speculative. It's not something we can talk about intelligently in terms of making money in the market. It's it may very much happen, and it's a huge possibility. But as far as the stock market's concerned, that's not anywhere on the periphery. In other words, if you're a sniffing dog right now, you sniff 2,000 miles away, you can't pick up any of that. It's not there. What the market's digesting right now is, what is Trump going to do? What is China going to do in the next 30 days? And are mega cap stocks going to be selling off or not in relationship to RSP and other assets? That's what's on the plate right now. But what you're asking for is a great question, but I have no idea. And more importantly, how it'll impact the market. Ken says China getting rid of U.S. assets would be slitting their own. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. If war is a partial China diversion, China will test flight over. I don't know. We're getting way off base right now. So the other thing that I don't like, just wanted to add a little more fuel to the fire. Notice the bond market. We rallied this morning. Bonds were getting a little, all the tech stocks were getting a reprieve. And what did I warn you about in the pre-morning must watch? We're just clinging on to the 8-day moving average, and then look at what happened since that time. We've been going straight down. So TLT is the TNT of the market, right? Exactly. Now, but here's what I do want to tell you. This is a compression right now. And if we break below, we go back to below this level right here, or even before we break, if there's real volume here coming up here, this is going to break down. And if this breaks down, the next level for the SPY is the 100-day moving average. The next level for the Dow is the 200-day moving average. Next level for RSP is the 200-day moving average. For QQQ, it's the 100-day moving average. So we need to be very, very mindful, and we need to realize, like today, look, stock market open. This is the price action. Gapped up. We got really gung-ho in the morning. We gave it all back up, and we've been below the VWAP, and now we're coming back down. So this is not, and if you look at it on a daily, you could see we're just basically choppy right here. Chop right here within range without much directions. Okay, so just wanted to kind of show you everything. Kane, what about sectors? What sectors for 2025 would you suggest folks watch? First quarter would be fine.
Yeah, I'd be watching consumer discretionary very carefully. We've got credit card debts mounting up and a lot of balances, like a lot of people have pretty much maxed out their credit cards. And then we've got inflation still exists. Inflation is still here, and tariffs might make that even worse. So consumer is not looking like they're in a great position right now. So I'd definitely be looking at XLY very carefully to see if we get a break downwards. That's probably the most immediate one that I'm looking at. Also with TLT that Roger just showed us, I'm looking at home builders and real estate very carefully as well.
Home builders. I'm not as I think consumer discretionary is not going to do great in terms of certain aspects, but I think certain aspects of consumer discretionary, because you see, as you're painfully aware, as you are painfully aware, the correlation within markets, as we know it right now, the correlation between different sectors right now, you've got a lot of tech stocks that are consumer discretionary. You got a lot of consumer discretionary that are technology based. It wasn't like that 30 years ago. But now, I mean, Apple 30 years ago, Apple was a tech company, right? Now, if I ask 1,000 people, is Apple a tech company or is it a consumer discretionary company? I guarantee you it's going to be 50-50. Same thing with Amazon. It's a great question, and nobody really has the answer. And it's not. It's just the way it is because technology is becoming part of our lives, where technology used to be technology. So I think that technology is going to. I think that technology is going to do well. FinTech is going to do well because there's a lot of developments there. But I think just consumer discretionary outside of technology, I think that's going to be struggling. So I kind of divided consumer discretionary into technology and non-technology.
That's a great point. Yeah. So a
Yeah,
lot of your luxury goods brands
yeah.
like Louis Vuitton and those type of stocks.
I don't know if you're aware. I don't know if you heard what I was saying a few days ago, but this is the first time since 2008 that they're projecting luxury goods to be down for the year
Oh
in
wow, I
2020.
didn't
Two
know
percent,
that. Huh.
2%, and that does not happen very often. That does not happen
Yeah,
very often. So
that's kind of like recessionary type of talk. I mean, you said since 2008, that was the last huge recession, right?
right, yeah. So what I'm seeing with the Fed completely back, changing their tune from six rate cuts to one rate cut. That kid right now is hiding his bike because he's afraid that his parents are going to pawn it. Okay, that's where that's where we're at right now, folks. Okay, so we got to be really, really, really careful. We got to be really, really carefully. And remember something else, folks. The projections that I gave you for this year, they're not for the next 2 weeks. They're for the year. And I don't believe the first half of the year is going to be all that great, but I do believe that after 2 quarters, things will start picking back up again. I think it's going to take another couple of quarters for things to really mellow out and especially get used to this new interest rate environment. But I think and this whole AI thing to completely die off. Nobody's even talking about AI anymore. But I think we have to be mindful. All right, I wanted to get your opinion, Kane. Please hang out. I want to hear what you think about these stocks. And Matt, can you post the link that I have for the 1 o'clock?
Yep.
Please post it on YouTube and on it's always nice to have Kane in here because it's always good to have perspective. Always good to have perspective. All right. Um, so let me show you my short side. Healthcare, typically when Republicans take House or take the presidency, I should say. Healthcare doesn't do as well. If Democrats won, I think healthcare would be better. I think healthcare may do well if the rest of the market doesn't, but that's not really what you're asking. I think what you're really asking is the healthcare sector going to outperform? I don't see that right now. And it is a fairly defensive sector. So the only way it'll do good is if we really start seeing some downside in speculative stocks. We would need to see mags really take a dump for that to happen. All right, stocks to the short side. I can't believe this is our first session this year. So excited. What do you think about the pop market? I don't think anything of it. I don't think anything of it at all, actually. I think we're at a stalemate till we start seeing the federal government really get involved. Now, it's encouraging to see that Trump is on board with it, but I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that, like, take California for example. Okay, California is taxing pot so much that a lot of these stores that were so prevalent are going out of business right now. It's a tough market. It's not an easy market. It's not a market like it was Wild West 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's become regulated. And when things become regulated, they become a lot more difficult. So the more they will become regulated, the more they will be taxed. And the more they will be taxed, the less benefit there will be for the consumer or for the regular guy like us. So I'm not seeing anything that hasn't been arbitraged in the pot world. I think that several things would have to happen, and by the time they would happen, I think they would mostly be priced in. Are crypto ETFs going to thrive? Karen, if energy prices continue to go down, so far I'm not seeing that at all. I think third and fourth quarter. All right. And I'll talk more about this in during Turning Point in half an hour. But let me talk about some stocks. I like PPG. I really like the stock. It's below the VWAP. It's breaking down. Uh, I would put a buy stop maybe right around the 122 level. I would probably go. There's not a lot of option liquidity here. You know what? See, option liquidities sucks right now. Yeah, SPY just broke the trend line, but it's still near the lows. It would have to break the lows of it would have to go a little bit lower. But yeah, it's not looking great. Let's put it this way. So on a daily, the SPY has to break this, and then it's going to go down to here. Well, I don't know where it's going to go, but that would be the next target. But the SPY, as far as the 5 minute, we're at the bottom right here. If I didn't know better, I would be thinking that Matt's getting ready to start buying it right now. Matt, are you thinking of buying it near here? Or not? Not today.
Not
Not today. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Momentum is too strong to the downside. Okay. Yeah. Should have shorted this one, Matt.
Well, it's over lunch.
Yeah, it is over lunch. You're right. And you know what happens when you have breakdowns over lunch, right? They usually reverse. The reason they go down during lunch and break key levels is because there's just not a lot of liquidity there. Yeah, options are we still need a few days for options to start rocking and rolling. I don't think we're there yet. Let's give it another couple of days. But PPG to the downside, CCI. I like CCI to the downside. I like it right here. Would like to see it break a little lower, but I do like it. And you could tell institutions are selling the heck out of this sector right now. Look at that. Definitely institutions are definitely selling REITs right now. How about commodity foods? Depends, Lawrence. It just depends on how deflationary or inflationary the bond market's going to be. Good for you, Richard. You're not missing out on anything. You're not missing out on anything. This looks like it could be a nice little reversal, Matt.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it looks tempting.
Listen, Matt, if you know what you heard what I had to say about all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like it. All right. SHW. SHW right here. Nice breakdown. Nice breakdown right here. Nice breakdown. Also below the VWAP. Sector definitely getting weaker. Definitely getting weaker here. This is what you guys are talking about, the SPY breaking right here. This trend line. Yeah. That trend line right there. That's what we're talking about. Sure looks like it wants to come back up, but what do I know? How do you add the sector chart to your TC2000? You could just right click right here. My TC2000 frozen or something? Hold on. How did that happen? Oh, there we are. All right. You would just go to, hold on a second. Edit chart properties, or not edit chart properties. Sorry. I did this right here. Add to chart, sector, and industry. And then I delete the sector and I leave the industry on like this. See how they both pop up? And I just delete one of them like that. And then I have this left. But we don't need two of them. We already have one. All right. That. I'll add it again 1 second here. Okay. There we go. Oh, I'll get it later. But anyways, close below, trend line pretty low. Yeah, it's lunchtime. That's the only thing. If it wasn't lunchtime, I would say yeah, lunchtime. These reversals they don't like to hang out too much. Anyhow, oh, you did post a trade.
Yeah.
Look at you, you rascal, you. Sneaky, sneaky rascal. All right, make sure to keep a tight stop on it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Sherwood Williams with a stop right here at about 352. I'll wait till tomorrow to start giving you guys options, or maybe even Monday. WM, nice little breakdown, right? Can't complain about that. About 206 is a stop loss. All right. Now let's move one more IFF and we'll move to the long side. Nice breakdown right here in price. Nice smooth trend. Look at this. Real nice. Put a stop loss probably around right there, about 86. Good for you, Perry. Good for you. All right. Let's see. Long side. Long side. Lunar. Right here, stop loss right around the 15-day, around 1635. It has some upside to go. Nice breakout right here. Price right at the VWAP too. He did, Richard. He did. He told me not to short waste management. Stop loss right here at about 128. Um, Urban. Urban. I like Urban. 53 calls for January 17th actually don't look too bad. My stop right here at about 53. VRNA. Nice brick consolidation. Remember I told you that stair step method? See how it's up, consolidates, up again. Stop loss right here around the 44 level. Yeah. Right there's stop loss level. It's got some good upside. Pink Sparkles, can you address your questions to me, not Matt? And can you also tell us what trade to check out? Please check out the trade. Pink Sparkles, what are you talking about? What are you asking Matt right now? Why are you talking about trades here that don't belong here? Why would you ask Matt to check something out that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now? Please don't do that, okay? All right. Cyber. I like how this is breaking out right now. Quite a bit. Very nice. I'll put my stop at the maybe a hair below the 50-day moving average. Then we got Saiba. Exactly. That's what I'm asking Karen. Right here, Cyber. Stop loss right here. KR. KR still has to go up a little bit more. It's not ready yet, but almost ready. Maybe another day or so. Needs to get above this level. KMI. Now this one is ready. Look. Looks like a great setup, actually. Add this to your list, Matt. I think you were at lunch when we were talking about this one. But right here. Right there. Right there. All right. Carvana, let's take a quick look at Carvana. Carvana's sitting right at the 100-day moving average. It has to break one way or the other. If it doesn't break, it's the next level is right here, the 200-day line. A stop on KMI, that's a good question. It would be somewhere right here. Right there, about 2648. About 2648-ish, somewhere right in that ballpark. Oh, we had a GDP revision. Is that what came out, Matt?
I just got an update from Trade Exchange that said no particular headline. That was 4 minutes ago. So
I think it was the GDP revision. I think that's what the market is spitting out right now. I think it was a GDP, yeah, which is recycled news, by the way.
that one, see, I got that from 1219,
Yeah.
but the downside move started before that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. But it looks a little overdone in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing here. Anyways, yeah, no problem. It needs to, yeah, Jen, it needs to break. It needs to either pull back up here or it needs to break down. Right now, we're at like a really crucial level right now. Look at you, Rochelle, you cowboy, you. Why is the trade we getting in the pit all bonus on our own? Katie, two things. First of all, why are you asking me here about something that has nothing to do with here instead of sending me an email? That's number one. And number two, as I mentioned a few days ago, New Year's volume is really, really low, which is why I'm not giving you options, which is why it usually takes about a week and a half. So I'm assuming you're new in the pit, Katie, or you haven't been paying attention, because I've been talking about not taking a lot of trades and being extra careful and just taking bonus trades on your own till that time. If you guys want to just mess around a little bit, low shares, low volume. You guys got that memo, right? Everybody else got that memo in the pit, or or there are other people than Katie that didn't get that memo? I probably mentioned it at least 20, 30 times in the morning show, in the pre-morning show. Yes. Okay, good. You got it. Yes, 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 got it. Okay. So, Katie, please don't do this anymore. Please don't talk about things that have nothing to do with where we're at here. And number two, be more careful and be more cautious and listen more carefully to what I say, because I've been saying it nonstop. You know, Katie, I said things like the actual New Year's doesn't start till the second week of the year. Volume is really low, which is why I'm not giving you options even here, which I do every day for free. Does that make sense now, Katie? And we also don't talk about it here because this has nothing to do with it. Good. Now I'm glad we're all now on the same page. Any other comments, concerns, problems, or questions? And Katie, I usually give regular trades and then I give bonus trades as a side, but not today. But you're talking about the pit. Half the people here are not in the pit. This is not about, for anybody that doesn't know, the VIP room and the pit are completely two separate things. Does that understand, Katie? And people here a lot of people don't care here about what happens in the pit. Keep things separate. This is why I have an email address that I respond to almost instantly. All right. But I did say it many, many times, and I posted it in the Telegram channel, that last week and this week are very, very holiday type of sessions. We don't want to expose ourselves. Very small size. Market is unstable. Mega caps. For all of those reasons that I've been talking about, Katie. All those reasons. All right. Cyrus said, are you going long Carvana? No, I never said anything about going long Carvana. Yeah. Yeah, megs are not doing well at all. That's what I was saying last week, is there's a huge divergence between mega. That's what Kane and I were saying earlier today. There's a huge divergence between mega caps. And this is not good. Also, the fact that mega caps didn't make all-time high right here is a very, very poor showing because usually I'll buy pullback if it's an all-time high, but this is a very steep pullback now and it's off the all-time high. So I wouldn't be buying this pullback. I still think the market's going to be very, very choppy over the next several days. I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth. One of the reasons why I'm not taking trades right now in the pit or any of my other programs. Except, remember I told you Tuesday, I said the only thing you really should be doing is taking put credit spreads before the holidays. Did anybody take the Tesla trade that I gave you in weekly cash flow? Good, good. All right, all right. So we did exactly as I said. All right. Good, 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 good. All right, Matt, do you want to give seasonality?
No. Let's just go to your webinar.
All right.
It's not
Katie,
great.
yeah, I mentioned Katie, I mentioned in this room very, very explicitly that the only trades I would really take seriously right now would be credit spreads because of the holiday, and that would be the only thing I would take seriously. If you guys want to take bonus trades, play around here and there, that's why we're giving these bonus trades, just so you have something to play with. That's all. Hopefully that made sense. Buck says that actually was informative. I thought VIP and Pit were connected somehow. No, they're not. We have always opted to keep my trap closed. Well, now you know they're nothing to do with one another. Yeah, they're just something to keep you guys busy. I might as well do something while I'm sitting here watching the market. Now, before I conclude and take you guys to the 1 o'clock showing, you can see we're very fragmented right here. You have half the sectors moving higher. You have half the sectors moving lower. Okay. What does that tell me right away? That's telling me the markets are going to be very fragmented. They're not going to be very directional. Think about this. You got consumer cyclical here and you got communication services here. I mean, they offset each other. Thank you, Angie. Yeah. So again, when you see something like this during a holiday, now let's look at volume right now. Spreads are actually wider than they usually are. We're getting closer to the 100-day moving average on the SPY. Look at volume. We're at 20 million. The day will be over in 3 hours. We're at 20 million. Now you see this is starting to move a little. It stopped going down. And now it's starting to move a little bit higher. It's going to get better, but it's going to take a few weeks to get there. As I said, a lot of people are still taking vacations, are still on holidays right now, doing whatever it is that they're doing. So the market's not really going to, I don't think, make any big moves over the next few sessions. I think if it is going to make big moves like we're seeing right now, I think this is pretty much it because there's just not a lot of firepower. And again, volume is not really that high. So be prepared for more a little shakiness, a little uncertainty. Let's take a quick look at something. RSP right now is down 0.37. MAGs are down 1.34. Do you guys remember what I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, every single day in the pre-morning must watch? Be careful if the MAGs give out. And most importantly, watch the relationship between the MAGs and RSP and watch whether MAGs, the volume starts coming into RSP as it's going out of MAGs. In this case, we're actually seeing volume coming a little bit into IWM. It's barely down. I mean, it's down, not hardly down. And RSP only 0.37. So you are actually seeing some of the volume go out of MAGs and into other markets. My main concern is that the market cap here is so huge that it's very easy for this to pull us down. Okay? All right. All right. Please be careful. Matt, repost the link one more time, please. Mm-hmm. And I'll see you guys there in about 13 minutes, and we'll have some fun. And over the next few days, we should start issuing trades again, as we always do, in the pit and other members area. The reason I'm doing it is not because I'm lazy, because I have nothing better to do. I'm literally sitting here doing the same thing. It's because I'm watching your back and I'm watching out for you. And most of you already know that. And if you have a question about the pit, please send me an email. I'll respond to you within an hour. The only reason I won't respond is because I'm here right now. All right, Kane, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your time. I have a prediction that Kane is going to kill it in 2025, and we're not going to do bad ourselves. But folks, please, please, please be patient. Please be patient. The next couple of quarters could be a little choppy. All right, Matt, throw the link up, and I will see you guys on the other side. Bye,
All right.
guys.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Thanks, Roger. Thanks,
Bye,
Matt.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
$240. 190. So I bought tomorrow's. I can't have him live and you and Kane in my ear. I'm about to. Yeah, just one chair. Yeah. Well, yeah, I did. Adding, adding to his calls. He said it's not really a spy super system. He just wants to add to it. Spy. Yeah. Uh, I don't know, but he just said he's adding. Yep.